I'm going to talk to you about, first of all, the North Pole, which was the first major expedition I did. This one is for Sleman, who asked me earlier about my motivations, and for Randa. So they asked me this at lunch, and I'm going to just explain to you why the North Pole. Everyone talks about Everest. Everyone talks about Everest as the ultimate in expeditions. But actually, Everest has been climbed by 4,000 people. It's been climbed by Omanis, Saudis, Kuwaitis, Emiratis, Jordanians, Egyptians. Nearly every nationality in the world has had somebody summit Everest. And 4,000 people have done it. But walking to a pole, South Pole, North Pole, only 400 people have ever done that. And why do the North Pole? So if you have a record, if you're the fastest, the strongest, the oldest, the youngest, highest, whatever record you have, somebody will come next year and break your record. The only record that can't be broken is if you're the first. The first person on the moon is Neil Armstrong. Nobody will ever break that record. Usain Bolt might be the fastest 100-meter runner, but he will not be in 10, 15 years. It will be broken. So when I was given this opportunity, or when this opportunity presented itself to me, my friend said to me, don't bother with Everest. Everyone's done Everest. Everyone's done Everest. Do a poll. If you do a poll, you'll be one of a very small number of people, and you'll also be the first Arab. And if you're the first Arab, nobody will ever be able to take that record away from you. So you asked me about my motivations, Sleman. That was one of the big motivations, to be the first Arab to do something. Now, I'm going to talk to you a bit about how difficult it was. We already discussed how cold it was. In the video, you also probably saw or read how far I walked. 650 kilometers, right? And dragging the weight of... You have to speak a bit louder. Yeah, my sister. So it was around 50 kilograms on the sled at the beginning, and by the time after eating all the food and stuff, it was still about 40 kilograms in the sled. So we were walking a marathon a day in temperatures of average of minus 40 and dragging 50 kilos. So before I went to the North Pole, this was me just before I left. I was still pregnant with my first baby, and 25 days later of minus 40 kilometers every day and 50 kilograms, 25 days, and also, how many calories do you eat a day on average? Now, I'm going to look for somebody who's sort of average shape, not... 2,000. 2,000 calories is about right for an adult male. I was probably eating a bit more than 2,000 at that time, but that's fine. I was eating about 2,000. Normal person would eat 2,000 calories a day. At the North Pole, I was eating 6,500 calories a day. That's 3 times the normal amount of food. So I was eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert. 6,500 calories a day. And after 25 days of that, actually 24 days of that, on the last day I was so hungry, the last day just felt like Ramadan non-stop. And we walked 50 kilometers on the last day, and I just ate 3 days of rations that day. Just couldn't stop eating. And even after eating that much food, I ended up losing 10 kilos in 25 days, just from the amount of effort that was needed to complete this task.